I'm ready. I'm ready to drown my sorrows in biscuits. Oh. Necron Star Shatter Arsenal. And that is an emphasis on shatter and arse, because that's what it does to its opponents. Detachment rule. Each time a Necron model, any model, from your army makes an attack that targets a unit within range of one or more objective markers, add 1 to the hit roll. In addition, ranged weapons equipped by Necron vehicle and Necron mounted models from your army have the assault ability. Like, one of those would have been enough. The first one would have been enough. The second one is just rubbing salt in the wound. Because you know those things you want to fight over? Those things that get you points? Yeah. That's going to kill you now. You know how you know when you're a guard player and the moment that 1 millimeter of your opponent's base slips onto an objective, you slam the Scion Gigablob button so hard it makes your palm bleed because it massively boosts your damage when they're on the objective. You know that? You know when you know that? Well, that's going to happen to you now. Because the entire Necron army is going to have +1 to hit. I mean, why the fuck? Like, honestly, why the fuck would you ever take the... What you call it? The Awakened Dynasty or whatever it's called. Oh, if I take this Necron warrior squad and put a character in it, it's +1 to hit. Or, you know, you could have +1 to hit on all your Necron warriors and not spend the character tax. Because why the fuck would you? And let's be real, you're not really thinking about this in terms of Necron warriors, you know? Not really. Not really at all. You're probably thinking about this in terms of fucking Necron destroyers. But anyway, so that is already... The reason I don't like this is it already feels like it completely invalidates another detachment. Oh, we're Awakened Dynasty, but better. We're Awakened Dynasty for free. No tax here. No tax here. And it goes on all your units. Yeah. But wait, there's more. Enhancements. Dread Majesty Aura. Overlord or Catacomb Command Barge model. While a friendly Necron unit, excluding Titanic, hint, there's not many of those, is within 6 inches of the bearer, each time model in that unit makes an attack, reroll the hit roll of 1, and reroll the wound roll of 1. So we're just handing out like Primarch level abilities now, are we? For 30 points. Because, you know, you could spend 300 points on Gilliman and he can give out reroll fucking 1s or some bullshit. Or you could just take an Overlord. I don't even know how much an Overlord is. I'm going to find out how much an Overlord is. How much an Overlord is. But I'm going to bet you it's not 300 fucking points. Even with this. It's just fucking cooked, man. It's fucking cooked. Right. Necrons. Where is it? Overlord. There we go. The Overlord is deciding not to load for some reason. Let's try again, shall we? See if I can find it or chat can find it first. Zoom in a little. Enhance. Enhance. There you go. Oh, joy. Wikipedia decided to shit the bed, so we'll go to new recruit instead. That was easier. 85 points. 85 points. Or 115 with this. That's pretty cheap. People are saying you want the command barge. Okay, why? Is it a bigger aura? Well, just because it's a slightly bigger model, I guess. I mean, it's a bigger model, I guess. Yeah. You just, people are talking about the 85 point guy like sucks. Like you're not taking him to suddenly you're not taking him for anything on his data sheet whatsoever. Nothing. You're taking it so you can stick this motherfucker in the corner of a ruin. That's it. And it's the cheapest possible way of doing it. Because the bigger model, you don't want this model to poke out around the corner. You want him basically behind a ruin, extending that 6-inch range out. Doesn't matter how big your model is. If you're in the corner of a ruin, you're in the corner of a fucking ruin. That's it. That's it. You want this on the cheapest possible guy. You don't want it on a big catacomb command barge, which is going to be harder for you to hide. I respectfully disagree with everyone saying it's a larger model. You've got to think about the actual logistics of the table. You've got to think about the actual logistics of the table, man. You don't want to think about this. You don't want to expose this guy. Don't be thinking like, oh, but the catacomb command barge can do damage. You don't want to be thinking like this. You don't want to think about this. This is just, what is the cheapest possible way I can get reroll 1s to hit, reroll 1s to wound in my army whilst keeping that fucking safe. And that is on an Overlord. I guarantee you the Overlord's the way to go. I guarantee you. You take a catacomb command barge, you're going to be easier to see. Your firepower is going to be negligible, and you're not going to be as flexible on movement. You do put on whoever the fuck you want, boys. But I'm saving what? 20? I'm saving 35 fucking points. Yeah. I'm saving 35 fucking points. I'm sticking this guy in the corner of a room where no one's going to fucking see him. Not even bloody Aquilans are going to get to him. Yeah. So this is insane. Let's not lose sight. Okay, let's agree to disagree. You put on a catacomb command barge chair. I'll put on Overlord. It doesn't matter. Okay? In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Okay? Because whoever you put it on, it's fucking an insane damage boost. Remember, 10th edition is going to have less rerolls. I'm going to start comfort eating these fucking cookies now. I can't be a Warhammer streamer anymore. There's no point. Just my advice to everyone is to take Necrons. I'm going to have to fill in for Nikocado Avocado now that he's decided not to do mukbang streams anymore. Okay, we then got miniaturized nebula scope, which is 15 points. Necron model only. Ranged weapon equipped by models in the bear's unit have the ignores cover ability. Oh yeah, you gotta. Oh yeah, here you go. Gauze cannons with lethal hits, ignoring cover. Oh yeah, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. How many shots? 3. Yep, cool. Hitting on 2s on an enemy unit on an objective. Yep, that's nice. Rerolling 1s because of that guy. Yeah, that's cool. Sir. That's cool. How much is it for one of those units? It's 35 points a guy. Also, if we take a unit of 6 of them, it's only 180 points. Oh, okay. That's cool. What the fuck? At least the AdMech combos had the goddamn common courtesy to cost like Primarch level points. Okay? This edition's cooked, boys. Welcome to Bolt Action Glory. Welcome to Old World Glory. This is so fucked. This is beyond fucked. Oh, they reroll all hit rolls for enemy hits on objectives. So we're hitting on 2s, rerolling everything. I mean, like, so even if they've got like -1 to hit and they like stealth, even if they're using Death Guard and they've got stealth, it doesn't matter. I should have printed out my Jafar army fucking months ago. In your movement phase, select one friendly Necron vehicle or Necron mounted destroyers within 6 inches of the bearer until start your next command phase. That unit is able to shoot in a turn which fell back for 10 points. Just give me the gun, I'll do it myself. Okay. Jesus. Ellen Lena say, look at the Lord. Okay, I'm looking at the Lord. So the Lord gives you lethals on 5-ups because he gives you crit hits on 5-ups with 4 rerolls. So you have a unit which has got 24 shots, AP -2, ignoring cover, hitting on 2s, rerolling everything with critical hits on 5s. So so what you would do there is just reroll all the hits. So if you're firing these like destroyers into like vehicles, what you would do is you'd be like, okay, well, anything that isn't a 5, I'm just gonna reroll it because I'm hitting on fucking 2s. That's fucking wild, man. What's the damage on the mounted buggers? Oh, it's damage 2. Yeah, that's good. That's enough damage. Damage 1, I would have been like, it's okay. Damage 2, that'll clean up. What about the heavy destroyers? I feel like you can't get as many of those in a squad, though. You can only get 3. Gore's Destructor, which will now be hitting on 2s all the time. That's cool. Rerolling 1s. Maybe. No. I kind of like the Enigmatic Exterminator because it's 6R, but it's not lethal. Nah, I don't think Heavy Destroyers is where it's at. Not for this thing. They don't need to ignore cover. They're doing enough. And Assault. Yeah, don't forget they have Assault. Good point, Madlarkin. Chrono Impedance Fields. Necron only. Again, any model. Not just a Lord, any model. In your command phase, select one friendly Necron vehicle or Necron mounted unit within 6 inches of the bearer. Until the start of your next command phase, each time attack is allocated to a model in that unit, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. What's so fucking egregious about these is it doesn't even have the goddamn common courtesy to be the bearer and their unit. What I find so annoying about this, if we go over to like the AdMech ones, it's like when you're only the dude and the robots that he's attached to, you know, only the bearer's unit. You know, okay, this one's to be fair has got an aura, but like most of the ones we've looked at are like only the bearer's unit. All of these are like 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches. 25 points. That's the kind of thing I'd have to spend 2 CP on. I only get like 12 CP in a game, tops. No, to be fair, I've got a Lord Solar, but still. 10? If I'm not running a Lord Solar, which I typically don't these days, if I want to get this for 1 turn, I have to spend 20% of my CP for the entire game. If I wanted this every single turn in a guard army, I would have to spend 100% of my CP on it because it cost me 2 CP. Think about that for a moment. And it affects more units. Because it's vehicles and mounted. That is the equivalent. Even if you argue, okay, you've got to do it in your command phase, so your opponent could potentially play around it and so on and so forth. Honestly, I mean, if I'm being generous, I'll halve the amount of CP that it would cost. It's a 1 CP stratagem then, fine. Okay, because you don't get to do it in a reactive manner. Okay, fine. Well, guess what? It's still 5, the equivalent of 5 free CP for 25 points. Necron players, I hope you are looking forward to some unbelievable points increases on destroyers. Destroyers are going to be like 300 points a unit or something insane. Merciless Reclamation. 1 CP. Shooting phase or fight phase. One Necron unit, excluding Titanic, from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a modeling unit makes an attack, if the target is on an objective marker, add 1 to the wound roll. So I see the stratagems are not tame. They're fucking broken. I'm going to go out on a wild limb here. The Silent King does not have the Titanic keyword. Ah, excellent. He does not have the Titanic keyword. In fact, he has the vehicle keyword. So pretty much everything that we've talked about so far affects him. Brilliant. That seems balanced. That seems fair. That doesn't seem like the entire game is devolving into Primarch and Primarch equivalent fucking monster fights. Nice. But wait, there's more. Mad lagging. Stop. I am so sad that these attachments are future-proofed. I am so sad. Because at least if it was like a festive thing that was only valid for like a couple of months, then it would be like, nah, it's a couple of months of pain, but I can deal with it. But this is it for the next 12 to 18 months. This is around. If this doesn't have a 60% win rate coming out of the gate, then it is proof that collectively the entire Warhammer community was dropped on its head as children. The only reason this won't... Actually, you know what? The only reason this won't have a 60% win rate coming out of the gate is because it will have a 50% win rate coming out of the gate. Because the only people that are going to be left playing competitive 40k is going to be Necron players. So, GW, with this one detachment, will have statistically... And remember, there's lies, damn lies, and statistics. Statistically, perfectly balance the game. Because there will be a bang-on 50% win rate. Because there will be 100% of the players playing Necrons. And so, no matter what happens, half of the games that Necrons play will be won, and half of the games that Necrons play will be lost. GW, I apologise. You are playing... This is 5D chess. This is 5D chess. This is the 3-day special operation of Warhammer right here. This is it. Balance the game in 3 days. You've done it. This attachment is a special balance operation. The SBO. This is like a microcosm of what happens in an edition, where the first codexes that get treated, the first factions that come out are less powerful than the ones by the end of the edition. Unyielding forms. Your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. One Necron vehicle, or mounted, from your army that was selected as the target of one or more attacks. Until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets its modeling unit, if the strength characteristic of that attack is greater than the toughness, subtract 1 from the wound roll.
Yes, boss.
Oh. No, so they're not getting worse. The stratagems are getting better. Fucking hell. You weren't lying when you said the Silent King was going to be a problem. It's the fact it affects the Silent King. I mean, I genuinely think we've got unkillable Silent King here, boys. I think we've got unkillable Silent King. That's just so... Might want to win Silent King. I mean, considering the best you would wound him is on 3s, the Silent King now is... Because he's pretty tough, right? The old Silent King. So pretty much the best you would ever wound him on would be... Apart from some very out there exceptions, would be 3s anyway. So now you wound him on 4s. Swords of 37, you don't take Silent King as attachment. Are you fucking insane, Swords of 37? Like, are you actually fucking insane? Like, the Silent King is so good in this attachment. I genuinely fear for your sanity if you don't think he should be in there. Like, I fear for your sanity if you don't think the Silent King should be in this attachment, man. You take the enhancement rerolls and 3 Doomsday Arcs. Dude, you take both. And then you take, like, 3 units of Destroyers and you just win. I think we'll agree to disagree. Because I think the fact that he's a vehicle means that he is affected by so much in this army. the fact that, I mean, so who put this earlier? It was, oh yeah, Silent King, -1 to wound, -1 damage, 4+ invulnerable save, 6+ feel no pain, healing 4d3 on my phase, phasing through walls, +1 to wound on his attacks, ignoring all modifiers and rerolls hit rolls of 1 on wound. I mean, honestly, and how many, he's got 16 wounds, and then he's got the menhirs, which he can regrow, obviously. I don't know, guys. I really feel like he's very, very good. How would ignore modifiers interact with the +1 to wound? You choose which modifiers to ignore. You don't have to. You don't fuck yourself over with it. What we got next? Chrono Shift. Your movement phase, one Necron vehicle or mounted unit until the end of the phase. If your unit advances, do not make an advance roll. Instead, till the end of the phase, add 6 to the move characteristic of your unit. So you still count as advancing. You just get a 6-inch. Yeah, you still count as advancing. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Dimension. That's hey, plus 6-inch advance, free auto 6 advance. You can't go wrong with that. Okay. So what do we got next? Dimensional Tunnel. 1 Necron vehicle or Necron mounted unit. It can go through terrain features, of course it can. Do you think that GW... Every single faction is getting... Every single faction is getting walk through walls on vehicles. Every single faction. Do you want to know something, guys? I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think in 11th edition, all units will be able to move through walls. All units. This right here, this trend of everyone can have vehicles moving through walls. This is setting us up for. This is getting us used to this for a future edition. Do you want to know how I know this? This is another Mordian prediction. About this point, around this point in 9th edition, is when they started getting rid of like all of the different like battalion detachments and brigade detachments and patrol detachments and vanguard detachments, and they boiled nearly everything down to the Arcs of Omen detachment. Maybe this is a little earlier, because I think that was in the last year, and there's about 12 to 18 months left of 10th edition. No, some people say there's 18 months. I think there's more like 12. But yeah, I think it's around this time when the Arcs of Omen attachment was 1 character, and then you could take whatever you wanted. And then when we got to 10th edition, guess what? Basically they went, well, you've all got used to running that now, so 1 character, take what you want, no detachments are left. Remember, it's also when they started ditching war gear costs. Exactly. I think Arcs of Omen was like the last 6 to 12 months of 10th edition, but free war gear came in 18 months in. Definitely came in around this time. You're absolutely right, Remember Convex. This is sort of similar to when they started introducing concepts like free war gear in 9th. Yeah. I think that's it. I think 11th edition, we're going to have terrain, exists, and it blocks line of sight, and it provides cover and all of that good stuff, but you can just move through it. Terrain does not block movement, or they'll have some pieces of terrain have impassable, some don't, but I think they'll just have terrain does not block movement. Represents infantry breach, scrabbling through walls, through windows, breaching through doors, and it represents tanks and heavily armored monsters just bashing through the fucking walls. Yeah. Or climbing over it. Yeah. I think that's what it'll be. Which would be a really, really big change. I think they'll make a core rule that allows you to pass your train. Agreed, Darkja. I'm 100% agree with you. Yeah. Dimensional Tunnel is incredibly powerful. Do you want to know what I think I mean, that's one thing you could do with this whole detachment, guys. This whole detachment, you could just be like, I am just going to go full Destroyer Cult. In truth. Because you still get +1 to hit in melee as well. So you could literally have like 80, you can have like 3 big blobs of Scorpex, 3 big blobs of regular destroyers. I mean, how much are Scorpex? 1 minute. Okay, yeah, I'm terrified now. I think you take 18 Scorpex with 3 Scorpex Lords and 18 Destroyers with 3 Destroyer Lords, and that only comes into 1,560 points, and I think you just win the entire game all the time. Because you've still got 440 points left over for secondaries, and there's plenty of damage dealing there as well. That's actually just insane. All of those units are basically hitting on 2s all of the time. There's going to be reroll 1s to hit. You'll need an Overlord, of course. We've not taken into account a few other bits. But yeah, that seems really, really good. You might not even go all in on like the fucking Mega Destroyer Cult, but you could. You could, and I don't think that would be a bad thing either. Okay, what do we got next? Endless Servitude. Use your unit's reanimation protocols. End the fight phase. Reactive reposition. Your opponent's shoot phase just after the enemy is shot. 1 Necron unit for your army that was targeted. Move D6 unless it's mounted, and then move 6. Yeah. Disco, Endless Servitude, Necron models. So Nightbringer, Void Dragon can be stacked with Reanimator, and maybe even Technomancer close by. Yes, you are correct. So you would reanimate in your... So Technomancer gives you D3. I think the Reanimator gives you D3, right? Yep, D3. So you would have 4D3. Yes, you would have 4D3. Because the Technomancer, because the unit itself would get D3, the Technomancer could do D3, the Reanimator could do D3, and then Endless Servitude could do D3. So you would have 4D, so that's an average of 8 wounds you could heal on a unit. Obviously, you'd have to set that up, and some of that would be harder than others because you've got like stay within 3 inches or 6 inches. But in theory, again, there's like we're talking about like the Silent King, which some people like, some people don't. But the Silent King, who he's sitting back, he's blasting with his staff, he's not dying. The Silent King is unkillable. 5d3 actually, the Reanimator affects Endless Servitude. While a friendly Necron unit is within 3 inches of this model, each time that unit's reanimation protocols activate, that unit reanimates an additional D3. So in your turn, you would at the beginning of your turn, you'd reanimate 2d3, and then with Endless Servitude, you'd reanimate 2d3. So yeah, actually, you wouldn't even need the Technomancer. I mean, it's not a bad one to have. Yeah. So even without the Technomancer, which maybe you go for, maybe you don't, you react. Yeah. That's mad. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members, and Patreons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full-time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Alex Dengal, Bon Vert, Lord Pryor, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, Try Again Bragg, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Barney. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.